October 2025. Good morning. I trust you are very, very fine this morning. Well, I'm happy and healthy and alive and well. We're here to serve you breakfast all over again as if we never did it before. My name is Johnnie Hughes, the morning chef. Tagging along with the team, I'll be serving you breakfast. But first, having enjoyed all the gospel, we want to now check up what's happening by way of weather. Felicity Ahafianyo is the woman in charge of that department of weather. Felicity, good morning. Thank you for your time this morning.
Good morning, Johnny. Thank you too for getting to us.
Charlie, I dreamt about your $1 million yesterday. Oh.
Hey, we are in the same spirit. I also dreamt about it.
Felicity, what's going to happen today by way of weather?
Yes, today we expect it to be variably cloudy this morning across the 16 region. Last night we had a rainstorm over the transition. We expect it to exit into Côte d'Ivoire. And then the cloudy situations. Then late in the afternoon, between 2 to 5 p.m., we expect some areas to have rain and thunder. So for today, we are looking around Nkoko, Obuasi, Akimodan, Chifupraso, Takwa, Goso, Agona, Bonkokrum, part of Kumasi, Seshi, Bekwai, Seshi, Akotombra, Asanka, Guadon, Dunkwa, Ofi, gonna go Agugu, Pasa areas. We are having some 40% chance of them experiencing rain in the afternoon between 2 and 5 p.m. And those in Arelugu, Bogatanga, Yendi, and Watu, we have a much lower probability of rain and thundercloud over their area today. So all these places should watch out for some rain. Then those also in the Volta region, those around Hoda for the Bato, Adidome areas, we also expect them to have some showers today. Amfueta, Ziafi, Sokude, Lokwe, Tokukwe, Nive, Jolo, Bogame, Takla, those areas, Hoya, Tafutuji, Abutiasi, Kwame Krom, those areas, we expect them to have some rain in the afternoon between 2 to 5 p.m. In terms of temperatures, we expect it to range between 30 to 34 degrees Celsius across the entire country. For the ocean today, they're having some patches of rain and thundercloud over the ocean. So people folks should prepare for some showers on the ocean. Water Lake, pretty cool, but then between the 3 to 4 p.m., we expect those around the Wamedan, so areas, those around our farm place to also have some localized rain and thunder.
Thank you very much, Felicity. As always, brilliant as always. We are grateful that you joined us this morning.
Thank you too. Have a great day.
Great. And that's your weather update here, 43 minutes after 6 on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Some 17 minutes to the top of the hour. At some point, we'll pause for Johnny's Bite. And right after that, we'll have community voices where we'll activate the phone lines for you to be part of active society, to be heard. And then sports will follow suit. And then right after that, we'll get into the big conversation. Now, the big conversation this morning will tickle your fancy, I tell you. But Lord Kenya has a message for you. That people have. You listen to the song briefly. good morning to you, my brother. How you doing?
Good morning.
Charlie, you are well suited, or are you also being called to the bar very soon or something like that?
Oh no, it's just one of the regular attires we have to fashion up.
You have to show up. You have to show up like new central host. Yeah, oh my God.
You have spoken to the realities.
Yeah, Charlie. You have to show up like new central host. Charlie,
I have to dress and look forward into going up a lot later.
Suit and tie.
On the bulletin. So every day this is the look.
Charlie.
I can't have it any other way.
I used to be like you.
But now you're a free man.
No. My name is Johnnie Hughes. I'm not Mr.
No,
Freeman.
you're not Freeman.
Freeman Tete is a policeman.
Good morning to him wherever he is this morning as well. I think we met him last week Friday as well. But I mean, being in your position, you can do the kaftans.
Yeah, you can.
I can't be on a dafila on a hot Wednesday or Monday.
No, you can't. I mean, you can always change if you want to.
Really. I know the official setting, the news carries.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Dapilites, it's official, but from where you borrowed the idea of journalism.
It be colonial mentality.
I wouldn't disagree with you on that front. I wouldn't disagree with you because that's also our official.
That's
way.
right.
But yeah, these are some of the things that
international
exist.
Eric Mawuena Egbeta. Charlie.
I'm not sure I reach international status.
Furthermore, we believe that veto power should not be restricted to only 5 nations, nor should it be absolute. There must be a mechanism in this House for the General Assembly to challenge a veto. No single nation should be able to exercise an absolute veto to serve its own interests in a dispute. In 1995, during the 50th anniversary of the United Nations, Nelson Mandela stood in this very spot. And he said, the United Nations has to reassess its role, redefine its profile, and reshape its structures. It should truly reflect the diversity of our universe and ensure equity among the nations in the exercise of power within the system of international relations in general, and the Security Council in particular. I close quotations.
Our president talking tough at the UN. Said veto power should not be restricted to a few countries. I think he spoke the truth.
Very, most definitely, and it's a tangent upon which quite a number of African countries and countries from the world over took to the United General's 80th General Assembly, and I mean, there was a League of Nations.
That's right.
At some point in time, that failed to produce what the nations at the time wanted, and there's been the fear that the UN is going down that road.
That's right.
Whether or not that is something that will come true remains to be seen, because this has been mentioned for a very long time, and the UN is 80 years and it continues to go strong, and so sometimes people say, look, this is just rhetoric, nothing really is going to happen. I've heard others say that, look, the African countries and the rest should boycott the next General Assembly of the United Nations.
Are we ready?
Because sometimes it comes off as though we don't matter, but we matter. We matter because if we do not turn up and we're saying that, look, equal representation, all nations are equal, and that's one of the many things which forms the charters of the UN, then it should be that all nations are equal. But there are those who be on the other side.
But how do you want to claim equality when you go cap and hand begging?
That's the point I was going to make. There are those who are on the other side who say that
when you are begging.
Someone is spending in excess of billions
taking care of you
on defense budget alone, and you go and
in fact, even subsidizing elections on the African continent to decide who becomes your leader. So you cannot go and claim equality, but it starts from somewhere.
Yeah.
I know that what the president did was to prick the conscience of other African leaders to come to the table to realize the power that we actually wield as a continent and as a bloc. However, go around the African continent, check the ages of the presidents. It's a pity They are still, most of them are still stuck.
Cameroon has held an election. Mr. Biya is still. I saw the opposition say they had won the elections, hence he should.
We've
concede.
seen some before.
No.
We've had comfortable leads. We've had the NDCs losing the election before.
I mean, but Mr. Biya,
Paul Biya,
with President Biya, with all due respect, should be.
Look, I learned about Paul Biya in primary school in social studies. Paul Biya. Right?
Yeah.
I learned about him. If I were to contest in a what do you know quiz today, and they asked me about the president of Cameroon, I'm sure I would never get the answer wrong. Because I learned about Paul Biya. I learned about Robert Mugabe. I learned about Museveni. I learned about them in primary school in social studies. This is more than 30 years ago. And they are still there.
Yeah.
Can't we?
They are not going anywhere.
No.
They don't want to leave for fresh ideas.
What fresh ideas?
Everything is wrapped.
But you a small boy, what fresh ideas can
exactly.
you have? That's the concept. No, we need to change. If what President Mahama said is anything for us to, actualize, we need to change our ways. And it fits into let the retirees go and let the young grow.
Yeah.
It fits into it.
That campaign you've been on. And I'll be honest with you, it enjoys massive support because I've met people who say that, look, tell Johnny, our institution, there's some old people they don't want to go.
Yeah.
Tell him you should mention. And I relay some to you as well.
Look, somebody told me that there's one office at the ministries. The person is supposed to be a telephonist. Now, the office is at the top. How to get to the top is a problem. So in the morning, by this time, everybody's coming to work. She comes to work around 8:30. And then she takes forever, maybe 40-45 minutes to climb to the top. Because after every 3-4 steps, she has to wait. And, taking a deep breath, pant for breath, gasp for breath, and then continue to the top. When they close, it's the same process down there. So once she sits down, there's no getting up. Then now she's sending everybody. I mean,
and you always go and buy beans for me. So it's a campaign that look, people,
Sunrise
particularly the young, massive support on that front because you have to go for fresh ideas.
Charlie, we are. Johnny's Bite is up next.